Financials. All right, with BlackRock. So a few weeks ago, we made a beautiful new high, 100% of the projected move. Then this last week, we're having trouble holding the 100% of this move and the 50% of the extension. Does that make sense? So the extension of this is right here. That's the 50%. Now the 100% was right here, but then we redid it with the extension right here. Now we broke both of those to the downside, but it looks like we're finding some support at the 914 right here. Now again, this could go all the way down to the 904 before it decides to turn. That's one of these little purplish lines right here. So, and it also is right in line with the 236 retrace or extension. Now, if the market bounces where we are right now, right? Because I was looking at that before. Let me just show you. So this is the SPX. You see where it is from the August 19th low to the September 2nd high. It's dropped 50% of that move. Now, if the Dow, or not, excuse me, if the SPX can bounce on this number, even if it bounces maybe up to the 482, right? Let's go back over here. Then it would coincide with a nice little bounce right here. Now, if the market turns and this was a beautiful buying, then let's look for it to attempt to retake out the 959 within the next couple of weeks. Now, we still do have a little bit of downward pressure down to the 904, remember. Goldman Sachs. Kind of the same thing. We just have a little bit more downward, about 8 more points to the downside of downside risk. I don't see that this is the end all. We're about to just lose all the gains from August 3rd. But I do see a nice little pullback, maybe right around the 786 would make sense. Kind of pull right here. We're finding a little bit of footing right around here. I drop down to the short term, like the shorter term, the 618, which would be down to the 400 level. But remember, we could go all the way down to the 395, which would be 50% of this level right here. Before, or no, it's the short run. So the 50% coincides with the 100% over here, and that's like the real August 3rd to August 12th. So we still we're what, 3 points away, no, 8 points away from there. So unless the market continues to really crash hard, I don't see Goldman Sachs going very much lower from here. Like I said, maybe to the 400 and then transitioning up to the 428. T. Rowe Price. Friday was an ugly day for the market all around. However, we made like brand new highs on August 30th. We can drop all the way down to the 212 and we're still more or less bullish. In my eyes, I don't see us going much lower than the 212 unless the market really starts like crashing hard. I kind of see if we can hold above the 214, right, we're still 2 points away from there. If we hold, or even where we are right now, let's see, where are we? Yeah, I'd even just right about, if we can hold this, let me get that out of the way. If we can hold the teal line right here, right? resistance, and we broke above it, right? And we've basically been above this level since August 24th. So with a little bit of a dip below. So if we can hold this level right here, the 215.99 level, then I see that we could transition higher and then off to 225. CME group, it's just, this is just ugly. But that's why we drew our lines, right? We drew them last week or the week before. It looks like we are headed, basically on the 90s, we lost our dividend day. Said make sure you watch out for that. 182 would be target. They look absolutely horrendous. So 182 would be next target. Blackstone. I don't see a problem with it. Looks great to me. Give it just a little bit. Like I said, if the market does absolutely horrendous, then you might need to back off just a little bit. Give it some breathing space before it breaks off to the 136 to maybe even the 144 area. FAS, we've been talking about it for months. FAS can move, and it can move very hard, very fast. Again, above, as long as we're above like the 115 area, I don't see too much of a problem with it. We're down 13 points from the high. Really, if we stay above the 111, but on the more short-term strength, if we stay above the 115, then this is a buy area opposed to a sell area, looking to bounce and at least try to attempt to make another shoulder, or if not, break above, make a new high up to the 12 or the 134. NTRS, we did not make a new high from over here, 6-1, so this is a little concerning. We broke out here, but then we've been on a massive kind of just downward trajectory. I would like to see how do we hold, because this is the 50% of the August 12th to this, or from the July 19th to the August 12th move. We are 50% of that. If we can hold this 112, then, Friday was a massive loss. So if we can kind of recop that, then look to try to take out the 113. And really, if you're aggressive, then the 112.53 would be a good place to get in right here. But just know because your risk will be low, because anything below basically 112.06, then that would be a get out. Talk to Chuck. We made a new high right here. Thursday we broke out. Barely, we barely broke out. You see, we got a little bit above. Really, anything above the 70, 78 is still kind of bullish. It's not quite of a strong trend, but it's still a bullish trend. And even as long as we do not break the 70.14, then we're still more or less in a bullish trend. But if we break below the 50 again, then just be very careful, because the momentum would have shifted to the downside. KKR. Of all of them, I kind of like KKR, because we retested its higher, right? And not by much, but we're still making a higher high. Let's look at this. So as long as we're above this trend line right here, this yellow line, then we're in a upward trend. So it could be, because this is, I kind of like this. We couldn't break. We flushed down. We came up, got everybody that, got everyone out, flushed everyone back down, but did not make a new low. And on Friday, when the market's looking terrible, KKR has, kind of made a nice little footing. So I enjoy that right there. KKR. Bank of America kind of just followed the market. Anything above the 39.97, I would be a buyer, but below there, be very careful. We got some support right here, again, on those levels. However, if we break this, we could flush down relatively fast to fill this gap down to 39.07.